Getting this off.
This is important?
Yeah, they are. They or not. Hey guys, this is Restoration Rescue. I'm Chris, and in today's video, we're gonna be tearing down the frame the rest of the way, so let's hit it. All right, so last week we left off here because we couldn't get the ball joints out, so we went to our good old-fashioned Harbor Freight and picked up a ball joint separator, as they call it. I've always called it a pickle fort. So we're gonna start trying to get these two off. Obviously, we gotta take the bolts off up here, separate them two, hopefully get this off, and continue stripping down the suspension off this. Then we'll set up and hit up the back, and then hopefully get the rest of the frame down to nothing. So let's start knocking this out so we can finish this up. All right, guys, so we got the spindle out. Thankfully, Big Bertha over here was around, so we got her out and knocked out the lower ball joint. The upper came out a little bit easier. The pickle fork came in handy quite easily to get the spindle out, so we got that out. Next, we're gonna take out the shock, or sorry, the strut, get that out, and then we could take this whole assembly out, top then bottom, and get the spring out. And then we're gonna start trying to knock out the cross member to get that out, and we still gotta take care of the bag. So we're gonna get to work on getting the strut out, so let's knock this out and let's keep on hitting it. My little manual. All right, so we have a bolt to take off at the top of the strut over here, but we're gonna take this off since we already have the correct size. So, and we're just gonna zap it off real quick. So, good thing this is not timed like the other thing.
Anytime we say real quick, we mean like 10 minutes. So
There it is. There it is. All right. So the top's off. Got the bumper still on it, which is good. Still gonna need to replace it, but oh, there's that other bolt. Cool. So we're gonna hold on to these spacers because these spacers are gonna be important when we put it back together. I don't know if we can find new ones yet. We'll have to look into that, but we're gonna work on getting this off.
this is important?
Yeah, they are. They or not. All right, so we're gonna drop these U-bolts here that hold this lower control arm in. This side's a little muddy, so we'll see if we can get them off, but here we go. Just pop out and I pull it down. There we go. There is our lower control arm completely out. So what we're gonna do is once we're done with this, getting all this out, we're gonna sandblast this. We're gonna keep this. There's nothing wrong with these lower control arms, as well as there's nothing wrong with the uppers. So we're gonna sandblast them. We're gonna replace this bushing, and then we're gonna put it back in. We're gonna replace a little bump stop thing here, and we're just gonna keep this because it's gonna be able to keep what our geometry is with the stock look that we're looking for, especially because we're gonna keep the same stock shocks, but just upgrade the struts to something a little bit better. Okay.
All right, give it a toss. That was even close.
Nice. All right, guys, so the cross member is out. It might fall back towards you, Tim. Just heads up, but we're gonna drop it. It should just slowly come down, and we are gonna drop it.
Uh-oh.
There it is, but there you go. It is out and it is done. So we got the front suspension pretty much taken apart. We got the cross member off. There's not that much more that needs to come off of the truck from the front end point. There's a couple more things like the steering rack. And the steering is out. Now, would you like to go 3 for 3 or 0 for 3 on this? What are you thinking?
I think you should do it backwards.
Not even closer.
How much for licking that cobweb?
No. No.
Come on, King, just a little bit. Here.
No, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do now after getting the shoes off is that we're gonna take care of the struts, and then we're gonna work on the rear end, getting this thing down so that we can move on to the next step and get one more minute closer to the end of this day. All right. I was expecting a lot more.
More what? More what? All right, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today. What happened here is that we cut the U-joints, or the U-bolts, sorry, and the springs, we can't get the bolts loose, so we're having a little bit of issues there. Problem there is going to be just we don't have enough power yet. We have an air compressor that's supposed to be getting in any day now. I got to get electric wired, and then it'll be good to go, and then hopefully we can rip those bolts right out. Then we'll get the rear end out, because that'll be the only thing pretty much holding in the rear end right now is that one U-bolt that we haven't popped out yet. And then once we get that out, we'll be good to go, and we'll be ready to start hitting this thing with some sand and painting it black. So let's do it. You guys have a great day. That's going to be it for today. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe.